I have done it again and bought just the worst third gen 4runner I could find on Marketplace. This is a 1999 or a 2000. Honestly, I haven't really looked. I believe it's 2000. Hood is beat to hell. The alignment on the front, I don't know if you can tell from here, but it is just bald on the innards, and then on the outside it's getting decently thick. All the rims look, comparable to any other third gen. It's got this weird magnet material that was left on. I'm gonna try to get a rubber eraser and get that off. Paint is bad, as most of the red 4Runners are. The previous owner had it for 14 years of its life. So you can see some damage here. He said he was driving it on vacation in Chicago and was involved in an accident with a semi-truck, and it totaled the semi-truck, but the 4Runner was fine. Not sure the frame's straight, but that will have to go. Got another magnet thing going on here. It is an SR5. It does have the 4-wheel drive. It has decent options to it. Really, it's just everything that you could get from a Limited without the Limited trim. It's got the storage, no toolkit. Carpet and interior looks okay. It does have cloth seats, which is nice in these because all the leather's usually shot to hell. They're dirty. I know you can't tell in this light, but I'm gonna see if I can get my carpet cleaner on them, get them shined up. Odometer is showing 298, 161 at the time that I'm filming this. Shout out the steering wheel cover. It does have a sunroof. Sunroof does not work. It's making the clicking noise of death. No head unit. The clock works, surprisingly enough. Windshield's cracked. Yeah, let's see if we can get inside. The hood is just, he had no explanation. His wife drove it as a daily driver, and then she just bought a new Mercedes, so. But I've got to leave it running because he's left it sitting for so long. He said a year. He replaced the battery and left it sitting up for a year, and I came in and got it, and now it needs to run the alternator for it to charge. It is 4-wheel drive. 4-wheel drive works great. It does have the cup holders, which is, as you 4Runner guys know, the cup holders are huge because cup holders from the center console are always gone or broken, or don't hold your drink and it spills everywhere. Hey, the leather under this steering wheel looks okay. We'll see about that. Yeah, so now I'm about 45 minutes away from home. The list price on this one on Facebook, I believe, was $4,500. I don't know. I'll show the ad here. But I talked him down to $3,000 and made the deal. More than I wanted to pay, but these things they sell so high. and it does not have an ounce of rust underneath it. So yeah, I'm going to try to drive this thing 45 minutes home. I just put some new fuel in it. It was a single cab trying to haul. Anyways, without further ado, I'll check back in if anything exciting happens. Made it home with no issues. I was just scrolling Marketplace and found this hood. The guy's asking $225. I offered him $100. He said, come get it. So I'm about to head that way and go pick it up. I'll check back in after I buy it. All right, so that worked out real well. $100, new in the box. I'm gonna drive home and bolt it up. I didn't realize I was driving an hour out of the way to go pick it up, but for $100, that's awesome. I had them priced out last night on carparts.com, and it was $200 just for shipping, $167 for the hood itself, and then tax on top of that, so it'd be like $400 and some change. That's $100, brand new. Pretty good deal. That's worth driving an hour for. So, gonna get it home, and we'll try to get the old one off and this one bolted on. So, more to come on that. All right, so now I'm going to throw this new hood on the 4Runner. Okay, pretend the gap isn't there, but night and day difference. The hood hinge was welded on, so it's creating this bump. You can't get it perfectly flush, and neither side really lines up, but still better than that thing. So now I'm going to seal this off and plumb this one up. So I'll do that now. So moving on to the upholstery, you can see it's dirty. I'm gonna try to clean this back one and then move on to these front ones and that back one. I picked up this carpet stain and spot lifter. I'm gonna shoot it with that, let it sit for a second. and hit it with the little green. So let's get this popped open. This is really just with soap and water. That agitator didn't, or that stain remover didn't really work. So I'm going to get some Resolve on it and use my drill brush attachment and really go at these seats. But I did like 4 or 5 passes overall in the car, and it's gonna need a lot more. It's just good to know that it's kind of clean. You know, I removed a bunch of dirt and stuff from the seats. So I don't feel as gross driving around in it. Now it's just got stains. So that's nice. Time to do something about this sticker. Try to get it off. Okay, so I'm doing something about the radio. I went on Amazon and just bought this one. It was like $25. I just want a Bluetooth in it. Let's see, so I got a Toyota wiring harness here. So this is just the factory wiring harness. I'm going to splice it up with the one that came with the radio. Highly recommend doing this. It's $5, and for me it was same day delivery on Amazon. But this way, if you ever switch head units or whatever else, you're not plugging directly into the car's wiring. You're just plugging into this $5 wiring harness that you can unplug and then interchange down the road if you wanted to do so. A lot of these radios, or the factory radios, quit working due to the amplifier. So there's an amplifier inside of the center console. Unplug that, and just if you need to bypass it, highly recommend doing that. 90% of the time, if your radio quits working, that's why. And those old factory head units. Anyways, so this is pretty simple. Just match the colors up, splice it. These wires are already pre-spliced, I think. Solder it, and then put some protective barrier around it and plug it up. So I'm going to get to doing that now, and I'll check back in when I'm plugging everything up. Something to note, I bought this Scosche universal double DIN head unit, and it broke immediately. I guess some cheaper plastic. It was on Amazon for like $10. Would recommend not buying it. It has, I mean, the instruction booklet for this thing shouldn't be pages and pages and pages. It should just be plug and play. And it broke like super easily. So I'm going to try to get my money back. And in the meantime, I'm going to fire this thing up, see if it works. Okay, I lied. So the Scosche outer ring didn't fit, and that whole mounting bracket was broken. But I electrical taped the bucket that came with the Scosche head unit in. And I mean, it's whatever, it's in there. But the head unit fit perfectly into the space And it's just wide enough to where it won't wiggle out or anything. I mean, it's locked in. And I did that by just removing, I can't do it all the way, I got it taped up under here, but I just removed this outer plastic ring, pumped it in there a couple times, put the plastic ring back on, and you know, she's in there. I guess the main goal is just to make it to where this old bucket won't come sliding out, and I'm not gonna put anything in there. But yeah, that actually, that came out okay. Found these tires on Marketplace. Brand new, $500 installed. I went with 265 75 16s. These are the Prinks, P-R-I-N-X, Prinks, high country all-terrains. Decent little tread pattern on them. But that came out good. I still really need an alignment. But now I'm going to take these running boards off because the tires scrape whenever I turn right. They're a little bit big. I'm gonna do that now. All right, so I went to the gym this morning in the 4runner, and it's been having a little issue where the key won't go out of lock. So the key won't physically pull out, and the car won't turn all the way off. The engine will cut, but it'll still be running the accessory. So there's a fix for that. It's sketchy, but hang in here with me. So what you do is there's 4 10 mil bolts that hold this plastic piece under the steering wheel on. You pull that out, and then right here, this little guy, is a plunger that essentially stops the key from being pulled out if it doesn't recognize that the shifter is in park. So the correct way to do this was, you know, replace the bushings inside the shifter, and then maybe replace the sensor if it's broken or whatever else. But this is a quick, simple fix, and it's free. So I'm gonna pull that out, and then I'll show you a little bit better what I'm talking about. Okay, so 2 Phillips head screws hold this guy in. I'm trying to get angled right. What you can see is there's a little opening in here that connects to the cylinder lock. And what this does is this little plunger, if the vehicle isn't recognized in park or neutral, then this little plunger comes out, and the key, you know, you won't be able to get the key on past it. Little safety switch. You can buy new ones of these, but like, why? Live a little dangerously here. So I just put the screws back in to the lock and let this guy dangle. You can tuck them up there, and just gonna button this back up, and hopefully the key won't get locked in again. I've done this to an older 3rd gen. This is a 2000. Should be the same premise, should work the exact same, but just wanted to show that little hint that as these vehicles get older and these keys wear down and these bushings wear out, little stuff like that's going to happen, and it's frustrating, and it's going to happen when you don't want it to, like in the gym. So I'm going to put this back up together now.